Decepticons must be stopped at all costs. Flizzardo!
Welcome back to another episode of Tea and Toys. This time we have got the Transformers Legacy Evolution Devcon for the first time in mass retail releases. So he's not a annoyingly hard to get hold of exclusive. You can get him in the shops at this time. As of recording this video, he is out and about. It's one of those characters, well, for me personally, I've always wanted to have an interpretation of on the shelf. He's one of those guys, you have an episode that you've watched many times, you're like, well, he's always in the Transformers, And then, years later, when you're adult and you buy all the DVDs or videotapes as it was back when I was younger, he's not. He's just a one-time, one-off, no-toy episode character. Which I always find weird when they do that. They don't have a toy with it. It makes no sense. So kids asking for their favourite character and they don't ever actually get one until they're, well, in their 40s. Well, he's the bounty hunter for the Autobots. And he does that thing in the episode where they offer him, oh, come back to Earth and join us for the fight against the evil Decepticons. You know, you can be there to help us make our numbers stronger and whatnot. And he's like, nah, I'm bounty hunter, I'll do what I want. It's like, shut up, mate, you're an Autobot. Get on board. So yeah, they did that with this character. I kind of like the idea, if they ever did it, for him to be the sort of arch foe or nemesis to the Decepticon bounty hunter, Lockdown. Both bounty hunters, it makes sense that they have a rivalry, but there we go. Who am I to say what the rivalries and write-ups should be? Well, Devcon is a big overhaul of the Blur mould. I saw Blur in the Studio Series and in the first wave of the Legacy Velocitron 500 set. So yeah, that's where this has come from. A lot of us thought that Devcon was going to be used from the Scourge and or the Sweep. This is one of the three sweeps that I've got. You see the massive height difference. But when looking at the original animation models for both Scourge / the Sweeps and Devcon, you can see 110% where the design for the Sweep and or Scourge was derived from. It was Devcon. They were probably designed around a very similar time. I think the animation show at the time probably would have been doing these episodes alongside when the movie was being created. Obviously that was released a year later. But it's funny how these things sort of tie up. So yeah, the Autobots the Autobots Sweep. There's Devcon. I'd love it. Again, I would do an episode and or a comic book where the Autobots have to send in Devcon into a base where there are lots of sweeps and he has sort of pretend to be one. Why not? Bit of fun. So yeah, that's definitely where the model came from. You can see similarities. Even in the alt mode, there are similarities between it, just like being a weird hovery skiff boat thing. We'll see that in more detail later when I transform him. Again, see if there's any issues there. But yeah, that's where I think it came from, and there is evidence to support that. And along with other toys and characters that have been released in the last decade, where they're finally recognising these one-time episode characters. We've got Greenlight here, who, to be fair, in her episode, she was literally just a background Autobot female. And another recent one, Dion, one-time episode past character. And the only one that the Decepticons got was Nightbird, who, in her episode, she wasn't even a Decepticon anyway. She was just some robot built by some scientist, which is a shame. I would have preferred it if she was just a cool Decepticon warrior. Why not just do that instead of building a robot thing? More modern interpretations of Nightbird, I believe, even haven't seen the movie as of this video. The new one has a version of Nightbird in it, which is, again, a great thing. She's just an out-and-out Transformer from the get-go. She's not Decepticon now, so I think she's that universe's version of a Terracon. But either way, I think in the Cyberverse, she's... what are they called? The Mercenaries, the Marauders... Yeah, right, spoiler here. Ones that have this logo. I cannot remember now. I think the Mercenaries. She's one of them. So again, they used her again to sort of establish her that she is Cybertronian. She's sentient. She's not just a robot chick. That's kind of boring from the original show. So one of the things from the original show that I didn't like when you look at more modern interpretations of certain things. So yeah, they've done a good thing by just making her a Decepticon. In this instance, she is. This is the Takara version, which I actually think this is the best version that they've released so far. If you've got the other Generation Selects version, that's still fine. I think that uses this mould to make her. Again, that's fine. Great. If you've got her on your shelf, that's also a good figure. Let's peel those away. And the character we did want to see the team up with again, and that's obviously, let's get out Smokescreen. They're the heroes of the episode. I think Optimus Prime and Inferno, a couple of others are just, they're sort of, I think they're being sold off or being made to fight in a gladiatorial pit. It's one of those things, but he's in an episode. One of those episodes you're like, oh, we like that episode because it's got a different character in it. But it follows on, it's like the direct sequel to probably one of the not so good episodes of the series one, where they're teeny tiny on this planet of like mega giants. Like, no. I don't like it when the aliens are about this big in Transformers. I think aliens, they should be small like the humans, and just have these big imposing robots. I don't like it when they make the aliens the same size. No. There's bloody Galvatron on his on the hospital planet and all that. No, none of that nonsense. Just have the aliens human size. You can have a big monster alien, that's fine, but like the ones that talk, have them smaller. Maybe a little bit bigger than humans, but not the same size as Transformers. But that's by the by. Sorry about that. So he teams up with Smokescreen, and it was one of those things that we'd love to have seen happen again in the series. But unfortunately it never does. Not even in Series 3, which I think he'd have been a great Season 3 character mainstay. But there we go, these things happen. And what does the articulation have with Devcon here? Obviously, you can't swing the arm necessarily all the way around without having to move out the arm like that because of this bit of back kibble here. No, is there no thigh? Oh no, there is. It just mine's not. Okay, all that section there, so it's not just this cut. So that is limited there a little bit because it hits there. In and out. Here's a foot swivel. Do the wrists move? No, the wrists don't move on him. But he's got quite a good range. And okay, let's look at the Evo Fusion. Sorry, fingers. Let's see what this turns out like. Because in the episode, his gun is on his arm, so he doesn't hold it. So it's good that that is a thing. Evo Fusion! And that's that. He just gets a mega cannon. Oh, I'll not put it on properly. Silly boy. That is a mega cannon. Let's move that out of the way. That's him in Evo Fusion mode. Yep, that's the thing. Let's get him in skiff mode. And here we have Devcon in his alt mode. As you can see, it is as accurate as you can get to it using the mold they picked, the blur mold. And yeah, you know, for us old school fans, this is how he should be. But as a children's toy in vehicle mode, it's not exactly the most exciting of alt modes. It's great you can store away all the accessory parts in the alt mode. Being a flying vehicle, I would say he doesn't need casters to be able to have him run across the ground. But whereas Blur, that is an issue I had with the Blur. It is a ground vehicle. It should have had casters to roll him across the ground. He's more of a flying vehicle. Again, akin to the Sweeps and Scourge. But yeah, when it comes to it being a fun aerial toy for children to play with, I think a lot of kids are going to get this and be like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what it's meant to be. Because let's face it, it is a big nothing burger of an alt mode. If you don't know or have any sort of context for what he should or shouldn't be. But there you are, that is Devcon alt mode. Nothing much to say other than it's right, given the mold it's been given. But from a children's perspective, absolutely boring. Don't forget to love, like, subscribe, and see you guys and girls in the next video.